Something that I find fascinating is how much our lives are affected by things we were taught as kids. One of them is what we were taught about schools. Most of us were taught to consider schools as the gateway to success and money. And from a young age, we are conditioned to start thinking about paying for college, no matter the cost. But is school as good of a deal as they make it out to be? Schools are meant to prepare people for the real world, which is changing very fast, but the school system hasn't changed very much in hundreds of years. See, the school system was designed to fit society to the industrial age. The system of school was created in order to develop people to work for industries. In other words, schools were meant to create workers. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting educated and learning new skills, but the mentality that develops as a result is the problem. Being trained to join the workforce, we are conditioned to think that to be successful, we must be part of a good company and produce for them. They are the creators and we are the producers. And this worked for a period of time. Most people who worked for these big companies got a great pay, and after they retired, those companies would take care of them. But as we know now, often that is not the case anymore. But the majority of people are still in the production mindset. We grow up being told that in order to be financially successful, we must get a formal education. Now, at a young age, we are conditioned to go to college no matter the price. But college is expensive. But due to the way we were conditioned, we pay for it anyways. But we don't have very much money. Not to worry. The government is more than willing to lend you money to pay for it. Now, 4 to 6 years later, you finally get your degree and you get to work. A few years pass, now you're older, then you meet that someone, get married, have kids, and it's time to settle down and buy a house. But wait a minute. You don't have very much money. I mean, you have a good job and get paid well, but you're still paying off your school loans. Not to worry again. The banks are more than willing to lend you more money to be able to buy that nice car and the house of your dreams, and a credit card in case you want to go shopping. Now at this point, you probably know where I'm going with this. We enter this cycle where we can't leave our jobs because we are trapped paying for those things we borrowed money for, or what is called the rat race. And since our skills are specific to our job, we will need to build more skills in order to create outside income. Now, I am not saying that schools are bad. They teach us to be literate, and due to them, we have a very educated society. But there are two main problems. One, education is great, but is very expensive, leaving people paying school debts for many, many years, trapping them in the rat race. The second problem lies in our production mindset. We are conditioned to learn the skills to be producers for someone else, and we spend most of our lives learning only the skills to be a producer. But have you noticed how some of the wealthiest people in the world do not have the production mindset, but rather a creation mindset? See, many schools use the one-size-fits-all approach without allowing or encouraging students to use their own unique and creative mindset. So it is up to us to develop our own creative mindset. Steve Jobs, the founder of one of the biggest technology companies in the world, strongly believed that people with passion can mold, create, and influence our society. As he famously said, everything around you was built by someone no smarter than you. So whether the school system is effective or not in this area, the solution lies within ourselves. Are you a producer or a creator? Are you willing to self-educate or just follow the crowd? Are you willing to mold and influence society? Earlier this week, I went to the store, and as I was standing in the checkout line, I saw this chocolate bar, one of my favorites, and I was a little hungry, so I had a decision to make. Have you ever had to make a decision where you feel like it doesn't really matter which choice you make? I mean, spending a couple bucks on a chocolate bar isn't gonna make me poor, or eating that one chocolate bar isn't gonna make me unhealthy. But this is how many people think, that in order to be successful in any area of our life, we have to accomplish big goals and big tasks. I mean, one day we'll build a business that will make millions of dollars. Or one day I'm gonna get into a very intense workout and I'll get healthy. Here's where it gets tricky though, and we come into a logic paradox. It is true that eating that chocolate bar isn't gonna make you unhealthy, or spending just a couple bucks on a quick snack isn't gonna make you poor, but at the same time, all of those little binary decisions are what truly matters. Because in the next few years, you will be the result of all of these little decisions compounded. If you look at any successful person, and you dig a little deeper, you'll notice that a lot of their success was a compound of every little decision they took before they actually made it. These small decisions are easy to do, but they are also easy not to do. Let's take it a step further. Think of something that you want to get good at. If you want to be a master at building conversations, or better at creating attraction, saving some more money, or become a better filmmaker. Whatever your goal is, think about the easy choices that you can make in order to get better at it. For example, if you want to be better socially, instead of looking at your phone, you can ask that stranger for the time. If you want to be more attractive to girls, instead of avoiding women, talk to them. Find out what they find attractive. If you want to learn how to invest, read books and take a class instead of watching TV. Now, imagine a line. Just a little small tiny line. You got it? Good. Now make a copy of this line. Now in one of the ends, rotate this line only 1 degree. At first, this little degree didn't do very much, but let's expand these lines. Let's make them longer. Now you see that the end of the second line is pretty far from the end of the first one. See, these little choices will not make you a master overnight. You're not gonna wake up the next day a millionaire or a social master, but these little experiences compounded over time can create amazing results in the long term. And you will be in a completely different place than if you didn't make those choices. I'm sure you've heard that the average CEO reads about 50 books a year, about a book a week. Think about this. If you read 30 pages of a book every night instead of watching a TV show, you'll be getting the knowledge the average CEO gets. I mean, even if you only read 15 pages of a life-changing book at night, or instead of listening to the radio on your way to work, you listen to a podcast. Imagine in a year, how ahead will you be from your friends who decided to listen to the radio? Think about what areas of your life you can apply this to, because successful people did not become successful overnight. Sometimes it might appear to be, but the reality is that they slowly put in the hours, the practice, and the experience to be able to achieve their success. And these little decisions make the difference between massive success or just an average life.